Hi, Mike Burnley, auctioneer. We have discussed among ourselves here in our company and other places around the United States whether when an auctioneer becomes an officer or a director of a say a state association or the National Auctioneer Association, do they lose their free speech? And I would argue no, they do not. They can certainly talk. They have some right to free speech because Congress can't inhibit that. First, the First Amendment says that. And I don't think auctioneer associations can necessarily infringe on officers, committee members, directors, and their free speech. Well, we have, in this day and age, we have far more places that we can express ourselves. We can have a blog, we can do a video, a webinar, podcast, we can post on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, wherever you want to post. You know, it was different 50 years ago. People had points of view, but there wasn't any place to express them other than your immediate family in the other room. Now you can post your political views or your views about the economy or views about candidates or views about religion or views about business or anything. You have the right to express that. Now, I say you have the right to express that. Congress can't inhibit your right of free speech, but Facebook can, Instagram can, YouTube can. You can post things on those platforms, but those platforms have a right to regulate free speech as they deem fit because it's their platform and you can't do anything about it. Our question here is, can your association, state or national, do anything about it? Is there anything appropriate or inappropriate about what a director, an officer, executive, staff might post or not post? And I would offer this: I think there is. These associations are made up of members. Membership drives a lot of these associations. And if I'm a member, you're a member, doesn't mean that we agree on some of those issues. We might not agree on religion. We might not agree on politics. We might not agree on free speech. There might be a bill pending in the House or the Senate. The president may have said something. There might have been some state issue. We don't necessarily agree. I should respect your right to comment about that. And you should respect my right to comment about that. But here's where I think some officers / directors cross the line. They don't just comment about it. I've seen directors, officers in positions of authority within organizations of which I'm a member essentially post things saying, holding out that I shouldn't think what I think, that I'm, in short, an idiot if I think this. Because here's the right way to think about it. And if you don't think about it this way, well, you're an idiot. So let's take a snapshot of that. We've got associations where the directors, the officers, are saying to some of their members that those members are idiots. What would you expect a member to do when the executive team in charge of the membership calls you an idiot? Well, what I would expect those folks to do is not be a member, drop out. Because I'm not going to be part of an association where its officers, directors, executive team calls me an idiot. Now, you know, we can cut it a couple ways. Maybe that association doesn't want me to be a member. So that's their way of pruning or calling the litter, so to speak. Here's what I think, and I'm on the board of directors, and so if you don't agree with that, well, then just don't be a member. I think that's a dangerous strategy. Associations should not be made up of only one political view, religious view, race, color, ancestry, national origin. Associations should be diverse in thought to an extent, and membership should be diverse. We should welcome people with different points of view. We wrote several years ago a practice that was happening around the United States where some state auctioneer associations, the board of directors or the officers that year would only have people speak at the state auctioneer association who had views or opinions in line with those directors. If you didn't agree with their way of doing business or thought process, in essence, then you're not going to present. And I called that out. I said, I think that's dangerous. I don't think the job of a state director, officer, executive team is to decide necessarily what points of view are presented. I think they should endeavor, and I think they largely have, to provide a variety of presenters and opinions. But I think it's dangerous. I'm not trying to tell anybody not to speak. I respect your right to speak. I'm using my right to speak. But when your speech and the message it sends to your own membership of which you're supposed to be representing, when you're calling out your own members as idiots, I'm wondering what the end game here is. I mean, what do you not want them as members if they disagree with you? Would you blame them for not renewing? I wouldn't. I love seeing pictures of your kids, your grandchildren, your vacations, the beachfront. When you're at a restaurant, take a picture of the food. I do. But when you're posting stuff that more or less I can interpret as, if you don't agree with me, we don't need you. Well, I think what's going to happen here is we're going to have a lot of members that say, you know what, if you don't need me, I don't need you. Mike Brantley, Auctioneer. Pleasure to be with you today. Other videos on this same page, others forthcoming. Have a great day and stay safe.